Are you finished?
Anyway, go.
Okay, welcome everyone to episode 3. Today we're going to be talking about ghosts and ghostly stories and the science behind them all as well.
Spooky.
It is very spooky. Today we have our host, Spooky Man, James.
That's me.
Myself.
I'm Spooky Meadow.
Spooky Meadow. Myself, Necromancer Insanity. Thank you very much. Thank you. And Super Supreme Science Leader Jack here as well.
Yeah, which again is the replacement Jack, because other Jack is dying, apparently. But yeah, I just want to acknowledge that Alex, you're now a necromancer.
Hell yeah!
So you've been, what have you been? You've had a PhD.
So I was a professor first of all, yes.
Of course.
I had my doctorate as well, and then I became a man of the cloth. As I was Father Insanity, and now I am a necromancer.
Wait, so this is like quite a character development thing then. So like you were a scientist who then turned to religion, who then became a necromancer. So like, oh wow, we could do like a whole story.
Can we look forward to any unboxing videos?
What would he unbox?
All the unboxing.
Like someone's coffin. Necromancer, you know.
Oh yeah! Oh for God's sake! It took me a minute to figure out what he was on about. Then. I was like, "What the hell do you mean unboxing? This is a podcast." yeah. No, our whole the whole YouTube channel would just be like, podcast, and then like a family vlog unboxing video with Alex. So,
as you can tell, this one's a bit ripe.
Oh my God! Right. Okay. Spooky ghosts. First of all, have either of you had any encounters or experiences which you would like to confess to?
Not really, just me bullshitting someone.
Okay, so
in high
this is
school.
not what I wanted. I wanted some actual. Okay, so let's talk about experiences. Have you got any? No. Okay. Anyway, next part. What the fuck?
First, I do have one myself, but I don't really want to talk about that one. Any other ones is more like about
scarring.
Yeah, all the other times it's all about fucking. I hear someone else tell me about a story or it's happening that something's happened within their home, and I just go full monkey mode. Like, where is it? Where is it?
Where's the ghost?
I never see anything. I like to believe in the supernatural, but I just don't see absolutely anything.
See, the funny thing is, when I was 8. I don't know if I've told you this before.
How many times do you ate at the...
I used to hallucinate all the time. And I'd like to... I've already spoken about it, but I'm fairly sure that was some spiritual shit. Like, I'm fairly sure I could see dead people. But no, there was this one time at my uni house where...
What, when you were 8?
Yes. Yeah, I was at university when I was 8. I was stolen.
All right, Sheldon.
Yeah. Fucking Sheldon. All right, yeah. So there was one of my flatmates had their boyfriend over, and they were like upstairs doing the usual thing, and then I go into like our conservatory bit because we were bougie, and go do my washing. I pass the kitchen. I'm like, oh, her boyfriend's in there. And I'm like, okay, washing's in. Literally, like, I had to press a button. It was already in there. I pressed a button, walked back out. I was like, oh, I'll go say hello. And there was no fucking person in there. Turns out her boyfriend wasn't even at the house. I was like, what just happened? I was so perplexed was the word. I was like, who the hell was that? Turns out, probably wasn't anyone. It was just me walking really fast past the door and thinking there was someone at the sink. But, like, I'm fairly sure I see dead people because of that.
I feel like you're just on something all the time, and you just have no idea what the fuck's going on.
It's like the Baby Bell story all over again. God, 8-year-old James was there with me in that room and just drugged me. Oh man. Okay, yeah. So that's our one encounter with a ghost.
Well, I can tell you the bullshit story what I made up to someone when I was in high school.
Oh god, then
It's
yeah.
quite funny.
Go on then, yeah.
It's sort of believable. Well, we're sitting down class, bored shitless as you normally are in school,
Of course.
and well, for me, I was.
I was trying to learn, so
No, I never learnt anything.
All right, Supreme Science Leader Jack.
No, honestly,
I never learned anything. But
no,
you're
I
like,
was
I want to
terrible in
explore
school. I never hardly learnt anything. I fell asleep most of the time.
Wow.
It's only since I've got older I'm more interested in sort of stuff like learning stuff. But yeah, I was sitting down, and I don't know how it come up, but I said to this guy who was sitting next to, "Oh yeah, I saw a ghost or whatever." Because when I was living with my mum and dad, come out of my bedroom, there was a window directly in front of you, and from that window you can see the reflection in a mirror.
I
Like
see.
when it's dark, you see
Reflection
the
in a
mirror.
What?
Yeah, so come out of my room, window right in front of you. When it's dark, you see the mirror, what's on the wall, on the same wall as where my bedroom door is. And I bullshitted him saying, like, I went out of my room and I saw through the, like, reflection on the window, reflection on the mirror, I saw a person standing there who looked dead. And he was like, "Oh my God." And he completely believed it. I bullshitted the hell out of that, and I really done it well. But I was completely serious about it, and he completely believed it. And then, sort of after that lesson, I was just pissing myself laughing because I completely got
I
him.
scarred him for years to come.
it was
Yeah,
fucking hilarious.
pretty much.
Oh,
Yeah,
Actually, I just remembered one thing. When I was younger, also, just very quickly, seeing a person in the reflection of a mirror, I feel like you could have just. I feel like the other friend would have just been like, "Oh yeah, it's probably someone who lived in his house."
no, I said that
Oh,
was
yes,
on,
it's his
I don't know,
dad.
just a floating head or something, or a dead person or something like that. I said I can't quite remember, but I really put a lot of effort in it. It's like questioning me about it. I was putting all the things in, like, to make it concrete and fucking really believable. And then at the end of it, I was like, "Yeah, nah, none of that happened. I was just fucking pissing about with you."
Oh fuck, you must have been in bottom set or some shit.
That's the only reason it worked, because Jack didn't pay attention in school.
Yeah, no, I didn't
So,
pay attention one little bit.
Oh god. Okay, yeah. So I've got a funny story. This was back in like middle school, I think, like early middle school. So we must have been like what,
Oh.
9, 10?
Gizzleham.
That's the one, yeah. We've been like 9 or 10, and I got one of my first smartphones, or like not like an Apple or anything like that, but like it was like a shitty little off-brand thing that because there was like a million different types of smartphones at the time.
That's my Nokia.
Yeah, I know. I missed my little.
There weren't when I
stylus.
just come out of school.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So basically, I took a photo of myself standing outside the window from the living room, and I did that like invert color thing, so it makes everything blue. And then I sent it to no. So then I took it to school the next day, and I went round one of my mates, Alex. You remember Ethan? But
Oh yeah.
yeah. But so I went round this after school and I showed him, and he got so scared he threw up. He was like, "Oh, that makes me really sick." Like, and then he just fucking threw up on the stairs.
What? Why was he throwing up again?
I don't know. I think he was just freaked out. Like,
What, because you put a blue filter on your phone or something?
yeah. It was like the invert color, so everything was like blue and purple, and then there was just
right.
my face like outside a window, and it was like. So yeah, that was the first time anyone threw up after looking at me. Unfortunately, it wasn't the last. So yeah, that was a good start. But anyway, okay, on to the real shit.
10 minutes.
Spooky stories to tell each other. Alex, I think you've got some shit.
I got some
available.
bad shit from Reddit.
Oh god, that's how you know it's gonna be good. All right, let's hear it.
There's like a bunch of really long stories here. I'm just trying to look at some decent ones. You get the top voted one, but it's more like a fucking novel.
A novel? Oh, is it like is it r/no sleep?
No, it's called The White Witch. This one from r/Ghost Stories.
Okay, right. Okay. Well, while you're looking at that, I'm just gonna say this thing. So, Jack, this Jack, the standard Jack before this
Peg
one.
leg.
Yes, Peggy. He sent me his notes for this video today, and and one of them, the first one he sent me was about a ghost that haunts our local town, and it visits our high street and brings a blast of icy weather with him.
Oh.
So I just picture this ghost just walking around, and just whenever he's there, there's a very slight breeze. It's just like, oh yeah, that was a really fun one. You know, you get all these crazy ones in America that like Hereditary and that are based off of, or like The Woman in Black, and then here's just this one guy who's a bit windy.
It's got a bit of wind, trap
It's
wind.
like, oh, it's a bit drafty in here.
No, America, you get all like the witch trials ones in where is that?
Oh, what? Is it? It's not Maine, is it? Salem.
Salem witch
Yeah.
trials. Yeah.
Do you know
All
no
them.
one actually was burnt at the Salem witch trials? There was like a whole other thing. So
Oh really?
come on, Jack,
What,
you're
the
supposed to be
Brown
the scientist.
No. Yeah,
but
that
yeah.
ain't really science.
I love really how like when they believed in witches and stuff, the trials they would do to try and see if they were a witch or not. Though. Okay,
Oh,
we're gonna dunk you in the river. If you drown, you weren't a witch.
yeah,
but if you float, you are a witch, and we're gonna kill you anyway.
yeah. Oh man, it's like, have you seen Monty Python and the Search for the Holy Grail?
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah.
It's like the the fucking reasoning for this guy trying to find out if this woman's a witch is why do witches burn? It's like, I don't know. Well, what else burns? Wood. He's like, yes, so a witch must be made out of wood. But if we burn a witch and they don't turn out to be a witch, someone is dead. So how do we go about this? They're like, chuck her in a pond. See if she floats. And she's like, yes, but then what if she drowns? And they're like, oh yeah. So what do we do? It's like, weigh her and see if she's heavier than something that is heavier than wood. And what they end up doing is like, right, what else floats? A duck. And so they have to weigh her against a duck on some scales, and if she's lighter than the duck, then she's a witch. And that's exactly how it turns out. And in fact, she was lighter than the duck, and she was a witch. Also, just while we're on the topic of farting ghosts, I made a little guy, very brief Pac-Man ghost, but you know what? It's a warm up, and that's and this is what I imagine the ghost of our town to be, just farting like this. So yeah, maybe we'll actually, you know what, this makes me think of Jay. Maybe we'll have him as a guest at some point on the podcast, because he's renowned for just being a farty man.
He's renowned for a man of mystery.
He is the fart man. He's a man of mystery. Maybe he is the ghost. Maybe that's where this came from. But yeah, okay. Alex, do you want to start, or should I?
Yeah, I've got one here that's a little bit shorter I can look at.
Do it.
So it says here, the name of the story is called My Daughter's Imaginary Friend. Okay.
Oh, spooky.
So it was in 2013. So it's talking from the husband's perspective. In 2013, my wife and I discovered that we both moved into separate homes. The divorce went well. Wait, what? They both... Oh, divorce, not discovered. Oh, God, I'm like...
We discovered separate.
I'm so terrible at reading.
I've always shared a room with this one person for my entire life, and then I realised moving.
The divorce went well, and we're still good friends to this day. Partly because they have a daughter together, so that makes good, good parents and shit like that.
I see.
They agreed to split custody of the daughter and rented out an old house in this historic district in the city where they lived. It's a very nice home and shit like that. We don't really care much about that.
Very nice home and shit like that.
The husband would have the daughter for around 2 weeks at a time, and so she had a bedroom for the house as well for herself. She was 3 years old at the time. She kept noticing that the husband, however, or the father, noticed that she was always talking to someone by herself. So one day he went in to have a closer look to see if she was talking to someone,
Right.
and said she was talking to another girl named Betty. He
What
had,
a fucking
he had
awful
no
name.
idea. I know, right? He had no idea where the name came from. Let's talk about Betty for a second.
Let's
What
just
a bitch!
hang on a sec. There's this girl, Betty, twat.
She's definitely a witch.
I hate this bitch. She's a ghost. Her fucking awful name was Betty. God. But yeah, anyway, Betty.
Yeah, so the husband's the father's having a really hard time, and having no idea where this came from and how to, stealing in general with having a daughter, being a single father, not knowing how to really do the hair and everything like that. So he's struggling a bit about it. So one night he put his daughter to bed after having a bath. He remembers brushing the hair and shit like that. Very next morning, the mum came to pick her up at the house, and the daughter was waking up. The mum went back to her bedroom to find the daughter's hair was fixed into two perfectly French braids.
Oh
So,
man.
saying that the father was not very good at doing hair or anything like that. So, but the father was like, "Oh, he's very proud of it. Very proud that he looked like he'd been able to do that." But the question is, obviously, he didn't actually do that. So
So this dad just passed off a dead girl's work as his own. He's like, yes, that
exactly.
was me. Who the fuck is Betty? I've never heard of that name in my life.
Who's this bitch trying to take my work?
Who's this bitch? It's just some like 8-year-old girl. I don't want to say it, but she's being kind of a bitch right now. Oh man. But yeah, so Betty braids hair.
Yeah. So the moral of that story was.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Moral of that story is don't let strangers touch your kid's hair.
Even if it is
good
from
at it.
then pass it on as your own word.
Oh my god. So, fucking hell, man. That's so dumb. Like, what if, hear me out, what if just the dad learned how to do it? Like, oh,
Well,
man.
he was too drunk because he was depressed from the divorce,
Yeah,
so he didn't remember doing it.
Yeah,
There's a couple of good other ones that seem to have good titles on here.
Right.
It seems like really cool. Like my nurse was a ghost, or this was a ghost, yeah. Or this stopped me from working the night shift. But they're all like
A bajillion years.
like a bajillion years long. And
Yeah,
I
I feel like-
didn't get enough time to write down any bits
Yeah.
about this.
r/no sleep is quite good for like some random stories. They're quite cool. They're written as if they're real, but obviously they're like stories made by people, which is kind of cool. Talking about just like kind of creepy stuff, right? I had a dream last night.
Not again.
So no. This is kind of I just wanted your guys' opinions on this because like
Okay.
I told my girlfriend Claire, and she's said this is kind of a weird thing for me to do. But basically, I heard like that night from a mate that there was this like stabbing that happened fairly nearby, right? And there was like almost like a drive-by sort of thing. And I was like, oh wow, that's lovely to hear. And then that night, I had a dream where I was just walking out of like Tesco, and all of a sudden, I walked past this group of nuns, and they were like, "Oh, can we
Who
have some
stabbed
help?"
you?
No.
Which in your dream, right?
Just wait, this is my dream, yeah. So
Okay.
I walked past this group of nuns, and they asked for some help, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is how you do it, or whatever." I can't actually remember what they want to help with. It might have been like directions. And then I walked around the corner, and this guy walked past me, and then the nuns and him looked at each other as if he'd like done something wrong, and I put together, I was like, oh my god, they're in league with each other, and they distracted me so he can stab me. So then the last thing I remember was like taking my jacket off and putting it around his neck, and then I woke up, and then I was like, what the hell, man? Like that's really freaked me out. So I was like, no, fuck that. I'm gonna go back to sleep and kill him. so I went back to sleep and was like, I'm gonna start off where I finished, and just murdered these people. I was like, and I'm gonna be honest, I've done that a few times. Well, like,
I'm gonna get all REM sleep on these.
yeah.
To be
Like,
fair,
oh god.
I've had
Yeah.
quite a few dreams what I want to go back to, but I never can.
Wet
Oh,
dreams.
They
Is it?
weren't murdery ones. They were better than that.
Pixie dreams. Yeah, I know what you mean in that regard.
they were wet dreams. I just imagine Jack
They were
pissing.
mildly moist. Let's just say that.
What, like he's just sweating. He's got like, this film of sweat. Oh,
Okay,
man.
I do have another story here.
Okay, go on then.
So it's called The Haunted Ventriloquist Doll. Okay.
Ooh, like Chucky.
Aye.
No, not
But Chucky was not a ventriloquist.
Chucky's
Well,
just
it
a
is a
dude. Like, he's like a troll from like like the troll film. So a
Trolls.
ventriloquist is like they put their hand at their bum.
Oh yeah, I know, but someone probably was doing that with Chucky. when filming.
He's a real doll actor. Chucky is a real thing, and he's been in other films as well, like Chucky 2 and Chucky 3.
I love how you try to
actor.
take it seriously and then you just heard me go midget.
Am I lying? I don't know. Oh,
Okay. Okay. So I'll read the story here. So it says, I don't know who the fuck Marty is, but that's how it starts. When Marty was a child back in the 90s, she tells Monsters Among Us. I don't give a fuck. This is probably fucking weird, isn't it?
Monsters Among Us? What the hell? That sounds like Monsters. I think of like Monsters Inc.
Oh, Monsters Among Us. I think this is like a telling about the story. Okay.
Oh, okay. It's like, okay, yeah.
She says when her father came across a ventriloquist doll, as he wandered through this small magic shop, okay, yeah, located outside of Santa Rosa, California, he just decided to buy it for this girl's birthday, yeah.
Right.
Well, ringing it up for sale, Marty says to the cashier to give it. He said that the father they gave him, and I quote, weird vibes.
That's how you know this is a modern story.
You know,
Weird fucking vibes from this thing. I want it.
there's another quote here. And he said to him, and I quote, "You know when you put your hand inside the doll, he's coming alive."
What? What the fuck? What a weird thing to say.
He's coming alive saying, "Get your hand out of my ass."
Why is this here?
Anyway, so laughing off the comment, he brought the dummy home for his daughter. Yeah.
Mhm.
According to Marty, she was over the moon and gave her dad a great big hug for saying thank you for giving me this doll, and she was obsessed over it. Okay.
Okay.
But before long, strange things did actually start to begin happening. Though impossible, because the doll's head was made of hard plastic, she says his expression would change, including the smile. So we've got changing expressions of this plastic doll. Okay. Worries happened to this doll. Marty's family shut her away in a cupboard most nights. One night, she and her family awakened to a quote pitter patter of the steps living in their living room, thinking it was the dog or some other family member. Because grandma and the dog, you can mistake one or the other.
Yeah, that's just not some massive, very small grandma. You're like,
who's getting up to the shitter at this time of night? It's the dog, in it. No, it's grandma.
Grandma's just walking around on four legs. Like, get out.
Grandma on all fours.
Oh god.
When I was younger, I
Dragging
gave
the
the
tits along the floor.
cock 9,000.
They're actually talking about being on your hands and knees. Alex still goes up the stairs like that.
No, I don't. I go up on my feet and fingies. Okay.
I can just imagine you, like 24 years old, just like you bring a girl back, and like my room's upstairs, follow me. just like proceeds to like run on his hands and knees up the stairs and just like
Hey.
follow me.
I'm gonna rush, okay? I'm gonna rush.
Oh my fucking god. Oh jeez. But yeah, anyway, the doll decided to just have a walkabout.
Yeah, so moving along from that bit. So thinking it was a dog or another family member, they went to go investigate. No one was there except for the doll, who was just sitting on the sofa. They have couch, but I put sofa. Okay,
Yeah, don't
fuck,
talk like
because
cow.
fuck these guys.
Yeah, that's gross.
Fuck these guys. They said we remember specifically. We always put that doll away in a locked cupboard. Yeah, so the doll shouldn't be able to get out at all.
Right.
Because she loved that doll so much, and she wanted to take care of it, so she wanted to keep it safe.
It's a weird thing to love. Okay.
Yeah, it was back in the 90s. So.
Oh, okay.
Other strange occurrences began happening. So while the father and the Marty and the dad were always away all the time. The uncle was alone in the house, so this apparently there's an uncle now.
Of course.
The uncle says he heard Marty's father calling his name from the living room.
Right.
So he's saying, even though this uncle's by himself in this house, he could hear like the father of the girl calling him, even though the father was away at the time.
Fucking
Even though he wasn't.
Skinwalker. Jesus Christ.
I know, right? Skinwalker doll.
Skinwalker doll. That's kind of creepy.
So when he went to go investigate, he found the doll once again, just sitting on the sofa, with no one else around. So it says that all of our family was pretty much scared of the doll. Matty says, people would start hearing their names being called, and they would hear walking at night. So they decided they just needed to get rid of it. So they decided that that's what they're going to do.
Right.
Okay, I don't know why this matters, and I quote, being Mexican and religious.
Of course.
Marty says that her parents wanted to burn the doll at the stake because it was being demonic. Oh, right, okay, fair enough. I guess there was something.
Is that exclusively a Mexican religion? Like that does that? It's like, oh my god! If anyone else in the planet found this creepy haunted doll and they were religious, they wouldn't burn it. You could only do that in Mexico.
No, they wouldn't burn it. They would drown it.
Good point. Yeah, but not if it floats.
Not if it
That's
weighs
fine.
more than a duck.
If it weighs more than a duck, it's not evil.
But so they said they went to go burn it. Yeah, this
Right.
doll would not go up in flames at all. It wouldn't. It was obviously fire retardant or some shit.
Yeah, it's made out of plastic. It just melts. Like,
So
why
they
is
tried-
it catching fire?
So they tried cutting it up with a knife instead, but this was also unsuccessful.
They really wanted to like kill this thing.
Yeah, it was
Unsuccessful? How do you unsuccessfully cut up a doll with a knife?
Motherfucker's made out of tungsten. I don't know.
He's got a plastic face, but everything else is like obsidian. The fuck? Okay, right. Yeah.
So finally, they decided the ultimate karma for this doll was to throw it in the trash can. Okay,
Just,
take that, evil demon!
yeah,
Get in the trash.
in the bin you go, you gammon. Like, it's just like, it's just. So I picture this. So they try and burn it, and they're like, "Oh my god, we've really got something here." Try and cut it up, and they're like, "Oh shit, it's too strong." They're like, "I know what to do," and they just put it in, like under the kitchen sink in the bin, like for a week. And it's bin day on Tuesday, so he's got to wait there until it's done.
Get in the wheelie bin, will you?
Yeah. Gets like put him on the like dump trucks and gets crushed.
I feel like before I carry on with the story of this, I feel like, Jack, can you explain a bit of science for us as to why this doll would not burn alive at the stake and would not be able to cut up with a knife?
Why couldn't I kill
Hessian,
this doll?
fire retardant.
There you go.
No, not Hessian. What is it? Fucking not Hessian, is it? Yeah, it's
Hennessy.
no,
That's
I don't know,
that's
you're the
asbestos.
smart one.
Asbestos. That's the one.
Asbestos. This doll is made out of asbestos.
A lot of things were made of that back then. If that's a really old doll, that's probably asbestos.
we
I
still
mean, to
have
be
some
fair, it might be
technical
haunted, but it
for
wouldn't
that.
make good insulation. Like, just
Yeah.
shove him in the walls.
Now,
It's
honestly,
not-
like stuff from whenever asbestos was sort of made,
Back in the day.
everything was asbestos.
Everything.
People didn't know it
Well,
was
not
fucking
everything,
bullshit.
but you know, you had people. Like,
People were
slaves.
asbestos.
No, they did. They wore asbestos clothing, and like they all died from it. But you know that's so easy to clean because you can clean it with fire.
I see. Oh
didn't
man,
know that.
everything was asbestos. That should be like a quote that we have somewhere.
My
but yeah.
child, asbestos.
This is my child, asbestos. Do you reckon there's? Oh man, 1 second. I need to just have a look at something.
What? Seeing if clothes were asbestos.
To be fair,
Trying to fact check me.
To be
No.
fair, some of our vessels now, since most of our vessels were still built in like 1986 or some shit,
I see.
a lot of them now we still have on our checks when we have new people come on board to say that they're aware of asbestos, but we don't take it anymore because we actually got rid of it all. But when there was one before when I joined, and they still had one of our older vessels, and they still had some asbestos. They went, "Yeah, just don't touch that a bit over there." I was like, "Why is that? That's asbestos. If you interfere with it, it's gonna fucking kill you." So, oh, okay, yeah, yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah, that's great. Yeah, fuck,
God,
get me off it.
I've just clicked on a link called Adorable Baby Names That Literally No One Has Thought Of. Suggested names: asbestos. You know, others are bacon, bad water, broke wind, and ham sandwich. And a new invention.
Jack, you would definitely name your children either Break Wind or Ham Sandwich.
Yeah, all one word. Oh my god. Others include organ cave, pickle gape, and sauce. Oh my god.
And I'm just trying to fact check myself now because I'm pretty sure it was a thing. Asbestos clothing was actually.
Here's the thing, right?
I'm gonna believe you anyway. To be fair,
I
Yeah, I'm
think-
pretty sure it was right.
surely that would be
Asbestos.
terrible though, because if it gets
Oh yeah,
it's
itchy
irritating.
as fuck.
You just
No,
die.
I mean, like if it's actually like touched or anything, and it turns into a fucking shit, and you're just dead.
Oh no, we're talking like back in, I don't know, fucking Egyptian fucking times, and
Oh.
like the slaves back then would wear like asbestos clothing or something like that.
How the fuck? How long has asbestos been around?
So they didn't die of exhaustion; they died of asbestos.
Pretty much. Yeah, I think.
No one died of like natural causes. They all died of asbestos. Jesus Christ!
Cause
You
I've
know
got it
what?
on here that
Like,
pharaohs
I think,
were wrapped in it and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know.
I think asbestos and lead poisoning is the reason inflation is as high as it is now. Everyone over the age of 40 has the lead poison stare. Like I can't. I say that, but we're definitely full of like microplastics. But like,
Oh Christ, yeah.
yeah, I saw this meme and it was like, my granddad full of asbestos, my dad full of lead, me full of microplastics. So yeah, when we decompose, I like to think that I'll have quite a sizable pile.
Just be an outline
yeah,
of plastic.
it's gonna have a massive dick.
To be fair, I've probably got a load of asbestos in me. When I was a
Why'd you
builder.
put it there?
No, I was a builder. We were taking down a ceiling from this old house.
Hmm.
Got halfway through, and someone come out and go, "You do realise that's all asbestos, like ceiling stuff, and all, that's all got asbestos in." We're like, "Oh, fuck! All right."
Well,
Well, I'm dead.
were there any ghosts there? Trying to keep it
No.
relevant. Oh well, that's life then, isn't it?
Yeah, one of my mates died of the asbestos poison.
And now he's a ghost, and his whole thing is that he holds asbestos. It's getting really hard though because it keeps getting removed from buildings, so he's downsizing. So,
Okay, so I'll move on for the next bit then.
Mhm.
So yeah, they throw it in the trash can. After the garbage was collected, Marty's dad went to retrieve a doll bean. In it was the doll still. Motherfucker didn't even empty the bin
Big.
properly.
I was gonna say, I was like, maybe they just didn't take the bins out yet. It's like, this thing's still fucking here. It's like, Dad, it's been an hour. Where do you think it's...
He's been
This
stood
isn't
next
right.
to the bin for ages.
Like,
No one's
any
even-
minute now, it will disappear. Oh man. You know. But yeah, okay. The doll is still in the black bin.
in the bin, yeah. To rid themselves of this dummy, they dug a hole in the backyard and then filled it with cement.
Oh, fucking hell, man! Why didn't they just like throw it into the sea or something? Like, so they were like, that's just like a terrible idea. Because I feel like if you think something's haunted, probably don't bury it in your garden because
Yeah,
like
'cause they'll
that's
just
like
go in
a
the area.
Exactly. That's just like a recipe for like in 10 years' time a film will be made about like like the haunted house that has a doll buried in the back garden that has to be dug up and then has to be appeased for it to move on or some shit like that. Like I feel like if that was me, I'd probably be like, I'm just gonna go put this in like someone's trolley in the shop on Sunday. I'd be like, oh sorry, you dropped this. And it's a fucking ventriloquist dummy. It's just yours now. He likes you. Like,
To be fair, you said they're Americans, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, why don't they do what all Americans do and just shoot it?
yeah, he just
Oh no, this fucking doll ain't going. Let's just shoot the fuck out of it. That's
Blow
all
it
in
up.
pieces.
yeah.
And then, yeah.
Imagine like you
Gone.
just put a gun to its head and just before you pull the trigger, the doll's like, wait!
I didn't mean to.
Yo, come on, man, chill! I'm just making a grilled cheese!
Oh my god, that's so dumb.
It's not like the doll did anything actually wrong. You're just chilling.
He's just walking about. He just want to watch the TV. He was like, yeah, like you know what? I've missed this. I'm gonna have a little walkabout. I'm gonna do it at night when no one else is around. Like I don't want to bother anyone. And they were like, Grandma, just walking about. And the thing is, I like to think that if it was Grandma, they'd still do the same thing of like, let's burn this bitch,
Get in the bin!
Shoot her.
chop her up.
My
I
God,
can't
Dad,
deal
how
with
are
anyone
you
walking around.
Dad, how are you so powerful? My knife won't cut.
Oh,
Bury Nan in the back garden, pour
Under the
concrete
cement.
over her.
yeah, oh,
Escape that, you old bitch.
Jesus Christ. But anyway, yeah, okay, is that it? Is that how it ends, or is there anything else?
They moved house after that.
Oh, yeah. Wait, so there's just this house in America with like a doll buried under cement in the garden. I feel like that would be kind of an obvious thing. Be like, oh yeah, what's under that big cement square? It's like, don't know. Anyway, we're leaving. See you later.
Anyway, here's this giant enemy crab.
But that ain't quite the end of the story, though, because they moved to their new house and the dollar's already
doll.
there.
And the cement was in the garden.
He was
The
in
doll
his
didn't
bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, the doll had a Kango just fucking breaking up all the concrete around it. Going, you motherfuckers! Why'd you do this to me?
Okay, so I'm gonna we'll move on to the next topic.
Okay.
So, Ed and Lorraine, awful name, Warren. Do we both know who those people are?
No.
Okay,
I do
so
not.
I don't know, Jack. Have you heard of Ed
Ah!
and Lorraine Warren? Fucking hell, man! I'm
Nope.
gonna keep saying this. Ed and Lorraine Warren. I'm just gonna call them the Warrens. They are the people that the Conjuring movie is based off of. So you know, like the Conjuring, like the spooky house, and then
Oh,
they
yeah.
have to call in some experts to like
My favourite
exorcise a
spooky
demon. These
Is
are the
that-
real life experts.
And wait, The Conjuring, is that the one with the girl that came out the TV?
That's
no,
the ring.
that's the ring.
Oh, fuck, I don't, I'm not
How
good
old
with
are
scary
you?
movies.
Fucking hell!
I'm not
I
good with... I don't watch horror movies because
You are disgusting.
I just don't like them.
You are
Conjuring
They
gross.
don't
Those are
do
my
nothing for
We're
me.
talking about ghosts, man.
I know, but I just don't really... They
You
don't...
chose to be here.
I know, but...
Right. Okay. So the
Conjuring's one of my
Conjuring is
favourite
basically
films.
like this spooky haunted house, and they're like, oh, I don't know what to do, so they call in these two experts, which are Edward and Lorraine Warren. And so
Ghostbusters.
that's a film, right? But Edward and Lorraine Warren were real people whose whole thing was like exorcising demons and that sort of thing. But in the Conjuring movies, they're made out to be like these almost kind of superheroes. They're like, oh wow, look how good we are. In real life, they were fucking awful. Like, I've seen a whole video on this sort of thing, and I'm gonna read some examples out to you in a moment about how maybe it had worked. But I'm fairly sure wherever they went, it more or less resulted in people either dying or just having to move out because things got worse. So they went there and be like, yeah, this place got demons. And they just leave.
Let's get the Ouija board out and
They
bring
just
more.
leave. Yeah, they'd be like, it's too far gone. Sorry, mate. And they just dip. So yeah, con artists or real people, we're not sure. But anyway, in 1981, Wow, that was actually really recently.
Yeah,
Wait,
my dad was alive then.
are these people alive now? Oh my god, I think they might be alive now.
We usually get
Okay,
one for a live,
should we
live
get him?
interview.
Let's get him in for an interview. No, I don't know if they are alive now. I don't know, but like, imagine. Oh fuck, that was like 40 years ago. Oh jeez, maybe it's not that recent.
Conjuring's not that old though, as well.
Oh, you're right. Maybe you're right. We'll see. Anyway, so in 1981, Arne Johnson stabbed and killed Alan Bono, claiming that he was possessed by a demon, and when he committed the murder, this was the first time in the American court system where a defendant claimed demonic possession as a defense. So just to point out, that was like 20 years before we were all born. Or like, actually, no, it was like a year before Jack was born, I guess.
Oh,
Where demonic possession was used as a realistic defense for someone killing someone. So like, I feel like, especially in like our town, because I feel like where we are is kind of stuck in time a little bit.
Yeah.
I think we could probably claim this. So I'm just gonna say, like, if one of you ever murdered somebody and claimed demonic possession, I would say, like, as your defense, I'd be like, yeah, you know what? About a month ago, he was fine. Then he started going out for late night walks and doing all this spooky shit, and he was playing Phasmophobia, and now he's a demon. And I'll be like, don't worry, we'll exorcise him, and then we'll send him on his way, teach him a lesson.
no, that's where I can't do it. I can't do exercise. They tell me to go to the gym or run. I'm not doing it.
To be fair, though, you were talking about shit like that, saying like, oh, this stuff happened like in, what was it, 1989? Was it?
Yeah.
Wasn't there one a bit more recent, like in 2000 something? Wasn't it, where there was two girls that said they killed their friend by stabbing her like 17 times or something, didn't they? And left her on the side of a road. Yeah, they said the Slender Man told them to do it.
I feel like that's just a classic case of brain rot.
So you just hated this
Like,
bitch and
these
went,
guys-
you know what?
Yeah. I don't like this bitch. And you know what? Slenderman's quite popular right now. Like, can you imagine that? Being like, those girls would be like, fuck, how are we going to get out of this? And then open Reddit up and be like, what do we say happened? To be like, say it was Slenderman. It was him. I swear it was Slenderman. He came to me and said, you have to stab this person.
It was the Mothman from another dimension.
Not the Mothman. Oh yeah, the interdimensional Mothman. No, yeah, but like imagine like Slenderman just shows up and he's like, "Boy, blood, wet him up." Like that's all he says.
I'm gonna chef you.
I'm a chef you. And that's his whole thing. That was all it was. But sorry, yeah. Anyway, Arne Johnson killed Alan Bono. According to a 1981 article from the New York Times. The Warrens then spent time with Johnson and his family and claimed the rationale that was demonic possession theory. So they were like, yeah, it was a demon that did this. However, a judge immediately disregarded this theory and sentenced Johnson to prison, where he served 5 years before being released. So, can you imagine being that judge? Where like you've spent like the last 20 years, like, in education, you're in the job now, you know everything,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden these two like old people come in, they're like, wait, it wasn't him, it was a demon.
Objection,
Your Honor. It's like, look at him. It's like, Your Honor, respectfully, my client pleads demonic possession.
Your Honor, shut the fuck up. You weren't even there.
So yeah, and he only went to prison for 5 years. So maybe the demonic possession helped reduce his sentence a little bit. I'm not entirely sure there, but like
demonic possession just is like the same as pleading insanity in a sense.
I don't know, maybe, but like maybe it can be considered like, this guy's just kind of insane. Let's just send him to the loony bin. I don't know.
I feel that would be worse. Like, you know, when some people like tried to lie about like they did a murder or something, they went, "Yeah, I'm not getting sentenced for life." You know what? I'll plead insanity, but then it ends up worse because they're being tested on and shit like that. That's
Yeah,
fuck-
it's like hospital prison or something like that,
yeah,
isn't it?
they generally do go insane.
Yeah, and then actually talking about hospital prison, there was that guy recently who like hacked into Rockstar servers and leaked a bunch of stuff. Who is now in hospital prison for life because of what he did.
Oh yeah,
Crazy.
I heard about that.
What,
That's
for
fucking-
hacking a game?
Yeah. Well, it was Rockstar, like $1 billion company, and like
leaked all their
Wow.
shit.
yeah, he leaked a bunch of shit. But yeah,
And
that was
because
the
of that, now he's getting fucking lobotomized and fucking probed.
Exactly, but he should have said that it was demonic possession because he would have been fine.
Yeah,
Like,
5
He
years.
only would have got 5 years. This guy got 5 years for murdering someone, like 20 years ago, 40 years ago. Fucking hell. I think that's crazy. But yeah, they weren't 100% the real deal from what I get. I think people at the time probably assumed that these guys are just kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But the Vatican, Edward Warren was the only non-priest that would like carry out exorcisms. I think it was. So like, I think the church would like kind of send him around to scope out these demonic possessions or whatever they are and see what they would have to do. But obviously, the church being the church, they are fake hoes. So a lot of people thought they were hoaxes.
Pope won't get his hands dirty for anyone.
Exactly, yeah. And so it says that their most famous case investigated by the Warrens was the case known as the Amityville Horror, which went on to launch its own multi-million-dollar franchise before disappearing in the second Conjuring movie. So that was like something that was then turned into a TV series and that sort of thing. And you never know, maybe we'll dive a bit more into that at some point because that could be its whole thing. But yeah, so they've done like a lot of like fairly big PR stuff, I guess, and like their marketing going around being like, there's definitely a fucking demon in these woods, like brings tourism in. But yeah, so another situation was with some people called George and Kathy Lutz, who claimed that they were driven out of their Long Island home in 1975 by violent
Not Long
paranormal
Island.
activity.
Oh,
I know, not the Long Island. But yeah, they were driven out by violent paranormal activity. A year before the Lutz family moved into the home, it was reported that Ronald Defoe Jr. shot and killed 6 family members in the house. So it was like, oh,
Standard.
come back. Just standard stuff, just American things, So yeah, there was that. And to be fair, I think I'd probably write that off as like, I'm probably not going to move in there anyway if someone's just been like mass murdered in here.
Yeah, but just think how cheap it will be.
That's a good point, actually.
Profit prices,
I don't
God.
think- yeah, maybe you're right. I was going to say like maybe it's not realistic, but then, what? I think I'd probably take a house for that price if it was like a nice one. But oh yeah, well I just won't go in that room. But yeah, also Ronald Defoe. I went straight to like Willem Dafoe as like the Green Goblin.
I think
Now
of
I'm putting him in this like situation.
that. Just imagine his face showing all these people.
That's a neat trick. Just throws a fucking pumpkin bomb.
Take that, Spider-Man.
I'll get you next time, Spider-Man. God. So the Warrens investigated the home and claimed that it was haunted. However, further investigation revealed that the reported happenings in the home were mostly a hoax. So, like, they were confirmed to be not real ones. Yeah, they were dickheads. But yeah, so and there was like other times where like they'd show up to a place and more or less torture people, like strap them to beds and like they'd be like very like mentally ill, insane people. I think they probably weren't possessed. They were probably just kind of having a tough time, you know. Like, and they were like, "Shit, we gotta strap this guy to a bed and just spray him with water."
How would you feel though if you felt like you just haven't like had a rough day at work, you come back home, you had a couple of drinks, you're like, fucking hell, man, I don't want to do any of this shit, and these 2 random people come in and say,
Kick the door down.
kick your door down and be like,
Get in the rain.
demon! And they tie you down, start spraying you with holy water, waterboarding you with fucking holy water,
Get it.
chanting shit, putting salt all over your windowsills. You're like, I've just fucking cleaned you.
Yeah, I'd probably start screaming. I'd probably kill them, to be honest.
Yeah, that's why the demonic possessions look like that. I'd be climbing up the walls as well if someone was just doing.
Someone's spraying water at me. You best believe I'll be climbing into my corner, just like on your hands and knees, just Spider-Man up into the corner of a room. It's like, don't look at me, go away.
To be fair, most of these things, when they say about demonic possession or stuff like that, it's mostly because people don't want to live around that area, and that'll drive down house prices and everything.
Shit,
That's
that's such a good idea.
probably a reason why they're doing it, and all their family can get a cheap house.
Oh my god, you know what? That's such a good idea. I might use that. Like
The house that we see for
3
sale.
months before I move into a new house, I just go around to the neighbours and start just doing spooky shit.
Tell them spooky stories.
No,
about the
I'm
house,
the ghost. Like, I'll just sneak into their house and start wobbling things. Turn the lights on and off. Like, I'll drive past their house with their TV remote and just switch the channels. And
Just
then,
have like a speaker like put up onto the right next to their window or something.
just
have
heavy
it
breathing. Yeah.
Yeah, just heavy breathing, and then like another one next to the just like outside the porch or something. Or they have, and just like the fucking someone dropping a metal bar.
The metal pipe sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every half an hour of the dot, there's the metal pipe drops.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and do other spooky things like pour petrol through their letterbox. Oh, it just spontaneously combusted. Oh dear.
I'll leave massive poo on the doorstep. Like, it's like, can you imagine walking outside, just a human-sized shit, and thinking, it's haunted. We better put the house prices down.
Even if they didn't believe that shit's like some fucking weirdos live around here, man. I need to just fucking leave.
I'm getting out of here. Little do they know, the shitter becomes the house buyer. It's like, yes, I'll come and view your house, and then what I'll do is I'll shit somewhere else while I'm looking around, and they'll be like, oh, he found a way in. I've really got to move out. It's like,
He can't be the shitler.
the shit goes around. But yeah, okay. Annabelle, you know the doll, the haunted one.
Oh, yes, I
That
do.
was also the Warrens as well. They kept it in like a case and stuff. So, Annabelle was a Raggedy Ann doll that was claimed to be haunted by the spirit of a young girl named Annabelle Higgins. The doll was said to be the doll was said to have moved on its own, but once it was claimed by the Warrens in 1970, it was placed in a glass enclosure in their occult museum in Monroe. So it was just a
the
spooky.
real one of that.
So wait, here's the thing, right? It's a girl that possesses the doll. Okay.
Yeah.
So like, here's this like young girl, and they're like, you know what I want to do? I'm gonna put it in a box. I feel like if they're professional, they'd probably figure out a way to sort this out and not just kind of like make money off it. It's like, I'm gonna put this in a box for clout and just keep it in my house. It's like, this is mine now.
Hey yo, this spooky as shit, man. I don't
Spooky
like how.
Joseph Fritz story.
Yeah.
Now, Jack, can you tell us the science behind this Annabelle doll?
Yeah, tell us how Annabelle is possessed, Jack. Come on.
Probably isn't.
He's right. It probably isn't.
Yeah.
No, it's probably
Was-
people just moving it, and I don't really know much about
Hear
it.
me
But
out.
yeah,
It was me. I just moved it.
There
No,
was
it's-
bits about it as well. I'd seen like you know, like, have you watched any Ghost Adventures stuff before? Watching that
Oh,
stuff? Yeah. There was a spin-off kind of episode he did with it, talking to some of the people, because he actually ended up I think he actually ended up buying the doll itself and putting it in his own like collection of shit that he has of haunted items and stuff. It's either that or he's went and seen it himself. The whole time they're on it, they were avoiding showing the picture of the doll, because it was said, like, if you actually were to see the real image of the doll itself, it would affect you in like a negative ways. And
That's
they said
crazy. Because like, I've actually got this doll in my room right now, which is definitely haunted. But I can't show you because you'd be blown away.
well,
But I swear it's real.
that's another sort of thing about it, though, the "I told you so" sort of thing.
Mm.
So, because someone will say like a house or a doll is haunted, you will then have them feelings towards it. You'll be more open to having that sort of attitude to it.
Yeah. And then
So,
your
like,
brain kind of plays tricks, doesn't it?
yeah,
Like,
there's people who have been told, like, a theatre, they go to that, and a group of people get told that's just a normal theatre. They go around, whatever, that's all fine. But as soon as you tell them that's a haunted theatre, there's all sorts of weird shit going on, they'll then come back and say, oh, yeah, we heard this little noise and that. And that is, how it works, really, from people saying
mm.
that it is, and then you believe that it is.
It's true. I
It's
mean,
the I told you so
I've never
thing.
met Jack in real life, but someone told me he smells, and now I just don't want to meet him at all. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. But in 2020, a rumor started that the doll had escaped its enclosure in the museum. However, this wasn't true. So yeah, that's the Annabelle doll.
Motherfucker be fibbing, okay? Man, you
These
can't
guys
be
be
fibbing.
fucking lying. I wish, I reckon in our town, it's like I said, there's a lot of old people here. I reckon
Christ, yeah.
that we could just start burning shit and saying there's a cult, and then we could come in as like experts from out of town who are, like slightly more educated than the average person in our area, and just be like, yes, don't worry, leave this to us, and we'll do a whole thing like on the beach where we do like a whole ritual, like grab some dolls and shit and just throw them around, be like, cast them into the sea, and then be like, that's it, it's done. Now
It's
all we
all
need
over.
is
Can we do
all
some
your
bloodletting
money.
and sacrifice?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Ouija board out.
And then I'm like, anyway, we'll be available for hire from now on.
I mean, to be fair, though, after all this stuff joking about it and still wanting myself to at least have some sort of belief in something that's unexplainable and stuff like that, I still feel I'm not gonna go somewhere in like even some of that I know like well known, like, or I've been to before, and I wouldn't mind being in the dark before, like, something like that. I still would not want to do a. Actually, to be fair, let's tell a lie. I do actually really want to do a Ouija board one day, just to fuck around and find out, see what happens.
Fuck around and find out. Haunted forever.
Ouija board. Do you know what? Actually, that's actually. Oh man, I know how we become rich now, because obviously, like, none of us want to work. We make Ouija boards, but like the background is like Luigi themed.
Luigi board.
It's the Luigi board, and it's got like Mario stuff on it. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And there's where you move the little thing, there's actually magnets under the letters you need for let's go.
You can press like a button to start, and it's just Luigi. It's Luigi time.
I love how they go from Ouija boards to Luigi.
I like Luigi.
And Luigi is the better brother.
Luigi is, he's one that I trust with my kids more than Mario.
I think I would call him to get rid of an or do an exorcism.
I mean, actually, to be fair,
Before-
Luigi's Mansion is about catching ghosts.
He is, yeah. I would call him before anyone else.
Yeah, instead of the Warrens, I would call Luigi from Mario. But yeah, talking about the Warrens, back onto topic. So obviously,
Luigi.
Anyway, Luigi once showed. They had an Avengers level fight, like
It's the Warren time.
Domain expansion, Mushroom Kingdom. But yeah, so
The Warrens domain expansion, tax evasion.
tax evasion. Domain expansion, bullshit. The Conjuring house. Obviously, The Conjuring, the films, was based off of some of the stuff the Warrens did and done, and the actual story behind it is fucking boring. So basically, folklore claims that this 18th century home in Harrisville is haunted by a woman. Yes, Harrison. In Harrison, is haunted by a woman who killed herself and her child in order to haunt any occupants who dared step foot in the house. That is kind of wild. Imagine being like, I'm gonna kill myself. Why? Because I want to freak everyone out.
Oh, fuck with some shit.
In order to haunt any occupants who dared step foot in the house. I don't understand that. Because it's like, mate, you're a ghost. You can go anywhere, and you think, I'm going to stay in the same house I've always stayed in.
Well, then
That's
it'd
one
be-
thing I don't get though. Like people, all these ghosts, they stick to one area, and same with that. Animals, you never hear of like animal ghosts.
That's a good point.
Like
Motherfuckers
Good
don't have
point.
souls.
some people say, like that's
Goldfish.
sorry,
Do you think goldfish can become ghosts?
exactly. But
Have to be in water?
with when people like say, "Oh, ghosts," like they say because people have got unfinished business. That's why they go to a ghost. So I've got unfinished business. But what about dogs? Because surely, if like that dog really loves you, you're its owner, you're its world. Surely, when it dies, that's going to be like, no, I'm going to stay around with my owner.
Turns out you just aren't a good owner, Jack. Like,
So, no, I've never had a dog, but you'd have thought there'd be like every single dog would turn into a ghost to be with their owner still.
that's kind of deep.
You know that
To talk about this.
that is like really. There should be a lot of dog ghosts. That's
Here's the
what
thing.
I'm saying.
Maybe unfinished business is maybe we're digging into it a bit. Maybe it's just like doing your business. Like they just got to poo.
I just didn't finish his
If
business.
I become a ghost, first thing I'm doing is shitting. Like
The ghost of Elvis,
I'm doing a ghost poo. Oh my god, yeah. Good
because he
idea.
died on the toilet, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
He did, yeah. What a
That was
loser.
that's
Skill
hell of a-
issue. Imagine going for a shit and dying. You could never
Motherfucker missed a quick time event.
to be fair, I've come close a few times.
Oh god.
That was an eye opener.
That was such a quick moment.
My life changed after that one fateful toilet journey. Oh man.
Onto some
But yeah.
some other science stuff that they believe about further ghosts as well. So obviously you said about the having unfinished business kind of shit, and then they also believe in stuff about how, I don't know, like how our brains and bodies work. Obviously, is like sending like electronic waves through our bodies to make our muscles and everything move, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they believe as well how the soul of your ghost, your soul or whatever, is kind of just like a bunch of just electrical magnetic energy around you. So that's why some ghosts and stuff, some places can be more haunted than other places. Like there's in fact, even where Stonehenge itself has been built, it's been built on apparently on an area where everything just kind of, all this energy just kind of comes together.
Pretty spooky. I don't know.
Spooky indeed.
The only way
Oh,
we'll be able to tell is if we kill Jack, and then he tells us.
Go for it.
If I'm possessed, hypothetically, let's say I'm possessed by a demon, so I can't be found guilty of killing you, and then I come over and kill you, even though you smell quite bad. Would you then give us an example? How would you tell us that you were a ghost?
I'd take control of a sex doll.
Of course.
Take control of his cock he's got.
Yeah. I would possess a dildo. Oh god. That's so dumb. Like,
I'd be a rabbit.
that's when you
I
find
think.
out that you only get one chance to possess something.
It's like, shit.
And you can't move around because you're just a child. God, man.
I mean,
It's
to be
like,
fair, that might actually be a good idea for him if he just not his own dildo, but maybe some really horny bitch's dildo that gets used quite often. You'd be fucking pretty happy, I feel then.
Yeah, but then like, she.
and then she gets a new one, Jack, and then you're
Yeah.
outside like Woody from Toy Story.
And
I
she
don't want
gives it to her gay best friend or something. I'm like, no.
Oh no, Reese, no!
Oh god.
Well, this is my life now.
And he treasures it till the day he dies.
Yeah.
God, man. It's like I'd probably possess one of your dogs and I'd make you care for me. I would make you walk me and then I'd run away.
Take a shit in the living room, even though you taught me how to shit outside.
I would be such a menace. I would throw up all over the carpet.
Spit
Oh,
absolute.
God. Yeah, I'd be such a twat for you. But yeah, and then okay, so sorry, the Conjuring house.
Yeah.
The Warrens made multiple trips to the home to investigate claims of levitating beds and the smell of rotting flesh. Probably just a gas leak. Their trips to the house would be chronicled in the first Conjuring movie. So that is the Conjuring movie. Well, that's based off. It's just the first time there. 45 years after the investigation of the premises, the house was purchased by a new family who has opened the home to paranormal investigations. They definitely saw that and was like, you know what, I see a business opportunity.
Motherfucker, I saw what the Man McCann's family did. We're doing this.
Yeah. So one last case I'm going to talk about is the Smurl haunting. The Smurl haunting. So again, the Warrens they investigated a small home in West Pittston in America that was supposedly experiencing paranormal activity that was unlike most of what they had investigated at the time. A demonic entity was claimed to have thrown the family's dog and pushed their daughter down the stairs. so yeah.
That bitch must have been pregnant.
The motherfucker was angry.
So this guy was so mad he just threw a dog. So yeah, this ghost was just so angry at these people. He was like, what the fuck? He just picks up their dog and lobs it like a meter. and then just pushes them down the stairs. And that's just how it is. The haunting would be turned into the 1991 made-for-TV movie The Haunted. And that's it. That's all that came from it. It was like, oh yeah, you're right. There is a demon here. He throws dogs.
Oh, how did they get rid of it? Or did they not?
Yes. They never get rid of anything.
They got rid of the dog.
I've got to stress
Problem
how
solved.
bad these people were and what they thought they were doing. The chances are they just made this shit up, and they were like, even then they were bad at it. But yeah, so yeah, the Warrens overrated. I reckon I could do it fairly easy. I'd just go there and be like, I'd sit them down. It's part of my job at the moment just to talk to people. So I'd just sit down. I'd be like, look, we've got a meeting in 10 minutes. Let's just go through this. Why are you throwing the dogs around? And then we'd have a serious conversation, and I'd find out that they were murdered by a dog, and I'd be like, okay, just do it one more time, and then move on. We've all got to move on.
Get a fucking grip.
Go on,
Come
pick
on.
the dog up, chuck it a bit, and then just leave, please, because you're not doing yourself any favors. And yeah, and then it'd be fine. And that's how I'd do it. Because I feel like it's weird that people think like, oh, if you're a ghost or evil. I think I'd be like
Casper.
I think I'd be kind of a lad. Like, I'd be like Casper, but not a bottom.
Casper the chat.
Casper looks like a sperm. I do not like him. He was weird. He's a weird guy.
Friendly sperm.
Casper the friendly sperm ghost. Yeah. Oh man.
He's actually just a baby that was never born.
Oh god, that's why he's got such a massive head. Fucking hell.
Oh god.
Casper's just a dude. Like, oh god. But okay, right. So that's all the ghost stories and the Warrens. Jack, your title for this podcast is a Supreme Science Leader. So as the Supreme Science Leader, explain ghosts to me.
Well, most of the time, like, you can sort of say the reason why. There's always reasons for people thinking they're seeing ghosts or whatever. Like, there's a story of someone living somewhere and they could hear like noises in their loft. Well,
Right.
This person come round to try and find out what it was. This woman was completely certain that's ghosts, and she can hear people talking and footsteps and stuff like that. Well, they went round there, and turns out there's a fire exit, like the metal stairs, running sort of like over near a roof or something. like this built-up area, and there's people going up and down there like during the night and chatting, having a fag outside, and stuff like that. So there's so many ways to like say why this stuff is happening, and like when you get these TV programs that say, "Oh, there's a ghost in this haunted house," the amount of times they, you know, say, "Oh, that is a ghost that just walked past there." That weren't. That was just dust. That is the dodgy camera. You know, cameras. They can
It's a
pick
bit
up all sorts of.
breezy.
They can pick up all sorts of like weird things from the lens, from the dust, from the light, and from all sorts of things. And that's half the stuff what they're picking up. And on some of these ghost hunter things, they've got a special device what detect ghosts. Well, there isn't really anything that detects ghosts. That's normally like a electromagnetic thing. They go,
Not even
oh,
a ghost detector.
yeah.
Oh,
So what
actually,
they
it's
do?
called the X cam.
Oh,
So
sorry.
what?
It goes in. It goes in fucking heat vision looking like shit.
It's infrared.
Yeah, look, in infrared, they pick things up like heat from in the walls, like an electromagnetic thing. You know, like a CAT scan, like not cat,
Yeah.
the CAT thing, what detect wires in the wall. They'll
Yeah.
have one of them. They'll take it apart and have it like in a special box. And all that's doing is they're pointing at a wall where there's electric current going through a wire. Go, oh, there's a ghost there. And people
Ghost
believe
there,
it.
it's
It's
a light
like,
switch.
yeah, exactly. There's a light switch. That's all it fucking was. And there's all sorts of things like that. And obviously, as well, you can get spores in a house, like, you know, what make you a bit weird, like mushroom spores, gas leaks. That can all
Spongy.
make you sort of think you're seeing something, as well with like if you're in a house what's got a gas leak and people say, oh, it's haunted, you are definitely going to see something.
Me tripping balls. That you
Exactly.
Now, yeah.
But as well,
Come round, I see a ghost. And you get there and your mate is just like off his fucking like, look at this, starts rolling about.
but as well, there is a frequency, I think it's 19 hertz or something like that, I think it is, like sound waves, where that's like the resonant frequency or something like that of your eye. So that'll make you see like things in the corner of your eye. You know, like when you get a floater in your eye, when your eye's scratched, this will make you like see stuff in the corner of your eye and stuff like that. This frequency, that's just the right one for our bodies to be like, oh, there's something in the corner of my eye, and you look and think you saw something like a ghost. So that is like one of the things what does it as well. There's loads of things.
You know, if I had the like access to that frequency, I would just put it in people's houses that I didn't like.
Yes.
Yes.
And as well,
I'll strap it to their like cat's collar and I'm like, oh, in you go.
yeah, I think that's got to be played by like a big sort of subwoofer thing, because there's something what you can't actually hear. That's too low to hear, but that will make you see things.
Oh man, we could
As
go
well.
around and we'll get in a. We should have done that in your car, Alex, back in the day. Like, just drive around people's houses, blasting out this silent frequency, and just watch them come running out like there's a fucking ghost in there.
Everyone's going fucking batshit crazy.
I'll play Imagine Dragons. Oh fucking hell! So yeah, there's the sort of psychological stuff behind belief in ghosts. So now because we're all experts, we're gonna wrap this up with our final section.
Yes.
This is the what if situation. Okay, so Alex and Jack, you have now recently bought, as a gay couple, you have recently bought the spooky house. It's called the spooky house. That's what it's going to be called. That you have to deal with that. The history of the house is a man died,
Lamau.
and now you're moving in. There you go. That's the situation of the house.
To
Okay.
be fair, I think most houses have got someone who have died in them.
No, Jack. This
And this-
just happened a week ago.
At this time in life, anyway, there's been enough people in the world that have lived and died to a point that everywhere is an Indian burial ground. Okay.
Okay.
Or at least a pet
Native
cemetery.
American now, Alex. I don't think you can say that. But yeah, okay. So you've got a spooky house. Tell me what you do. Hijinks number 2.
Hey, Honey Jack, Supreme Science Leader, Honey Jack. I've been told by my boy over there that there was them ghosties living in this here house.
Why are you
Go
married?
get your machete gun for me, please, and deal with these baddies men, please.
My shirty gun would deal with these men, please.
I'm calling them spiritual folk over here, alright?
Go get a shotgun, Jack.
Well, I don't know why I married a hillbilly, but
You're in love, right? You're in love.
I'm a necromancer, you hear?
That's why you were drawn to the house. You're like, a man died here. I might want to try and bring him back at some point.
I was wanting to bring back my lovely, but all I had left, and I heard my lovely died in this here house.
My lovely.
My lovely.
Well, lovely. Okay,
What
yeah.
I'm talking about is my here tractor. You see, the engine just died.
Okay, so the boot to your tractor is locked. Your shotgun's inside it. You can't get it. Go in the house instead. Okay.
No, I rolled in that one.
You rolled a nat 1. Just go in the fucking house, man.
Okay. Come on, Honey Boo Boo Jack. Let's go in the house.
Honey poop. Yeah, I don't
After you.
just walk in and be like, "Hi."
Hello, I'm a ghost, man.
I pull the rug out from under me. He breaks his toe. Whoa, ghost!
Okay, so you hear rustling from upstairs as you walk in.
Oh, who done sexing in my room? What the fuck going on, like?
That's
You
them
hear
damn
more
raccoons again.
Honey, get me my gun.
There's still rustling. I don't know what you want me to say. There's rustling upstairs.
Get me my gun. I'm gonna be shooting them raccoon people. Where is Bishop Beaver when I need him? Summon the Lord.
Oh my.
Well, fuck,
Oh,
actually, you know what? We don't need any of these paranormal investigators or any of them. But
We need the Bishop Beaver.
We need the Bishop Beaver from
Oh,
episode
man.
fucking 2.
From episode 2. Fucking hell, what a good episode.
Right. So yeah, Jack, you go up the stairs first. I don't want to go up there yet. I ain't got my gun yet.
I go up and I go to bed.
You don't, because you get pushed down the stairs.
It continues to rustle.
This ghost pushes people down the stairs.
I push back.
You don't. You get pushed down the stairs and you've broken your arm.
Well, I bugger off and go to hospital. I'm
No,
like,
no,
nah.
he's taunting you now, Jack. You see him. He's completely naked and he's overweight.
He's got his dick out.
He's
I
heavy.
go up there, and as I'm in a gay relationship already, I start jerking him off.
No, you don't get the chance to because he wanted you to do that, and he's pushed you down the stairs again, and your other arm is broken.
By this point, I've
I
picked up
give him some
Jack.
Gluck Gluck 3000.
Okay, now that Jack has rolled a nat 1 twice, I roll a natural 20, pick him up, and throw him at the ghost.
Wait. Let's actually roll the dice. Let's see what you get.
Okay.
You got a 14. You did it. You pick
Oh,
up Jack and you lob him at the ghost. And he gets to the top of the stairs.
It doesn't make it.
But because the ghost isn't actually there, he goes straight through it. The ghost realizes what you've done and pushes Jack back down the stairs.
And now I've broken a leg.
Broken a leg now as well. So, within
Alex,
5
Alex, do it again. I'm going to be a nugget in a minute.
minutes- Oh, God.
Bob,
do it
throw me. Bob, throw me.
Do you want to do it again?
Okay, I am going to do something else. I'm going to summon my Lord and Savior, because he's my companion, Bishop Beaver,
Oh,
to bring down the light upon Jack.
Let's see
to
what
not
you
heal him, but to throw him at the sky.
get. Okay, you rolled a 2. Okay,
Shit.
you successfully summoned the Bishop Beaver, but because he's a beaver, he doesn't know what you're saying, but kind of understands. He picks Jack up, lobs him as fucking hard as he can. We're talking like
But Alex
human.
is standing in the way.
No. We're talking like human torpedo, like straight on javelin thrown Jack. He goes straight through the wall and just crumples into like a red bush.
Uh,
Oh, that's actually one of the
The
best.
beaver
sections we've
disappears
done.
back into his own realm.
Thank you, Lord. That's one of the best sections we've done. Oh, God.
Oh man. So just to recap, you pulled up to the spooky house in your tractor. Straight away said, "Let me get my shotgun." Then didn't get the shotgun. Walked into the house. Jack fell down the stairs 3 times in a row, and then was thrown back up the stairs and died against the wall at the top of the stairs.
The ghost was never resolved, and we got rich off of the story.
You claim life insurance and become millionaires.
hang on, wait. Can I do some rolls? Because I'm now a ghost as well.
What do you want to roll? You're the red bush, Jack.
Yeah,
Jack,
but I'm a ghost now.
What do
Jack
you
is
do?
now a ghost. What are you gonna
Well-
roll for?
I have a ghost fight with the ghost.
You rolled a 10. Yeah, right. You had a ghost fight. It's
What's-
going
what-
alright.
Okay, Jack, can you
Right.
explain to me what a ghost fight is? What happened in
Well,
this ghost fight?
what a ghost fight is 2 ghosts having a fight.
Mad. What kind of moves do you pull though?
Oh, I do the people's elbow on him.
So Jack pulled a 619, even
No,
though
wait, no. I kick him in the bollocks. He go down, and I give him a people's elbow.
Okay, let's see what you get. Let's see what you get. You got a 4, Jack. I'm sorry.
Did I
He's
trip
getting
over and
the
fall
upper
down
hand.
the stairs?
He's getting the upper hand. Because your ghost is how you died, so you've just got like these broken arms and legs flailing around. So he's getting the upper hand, Jack. I think you might need Alex to give you a hand.
Right, Alex, what did you do then?
since I can't help you, since I'm not a ghost, I get my shotgun, shoot myself, and then pull a 619 on him.
1.
I feel so terribly that I missed the shot and
missed-
shoot someone else.
You shoot the beaver.
I shot Bishop.
As the beaver is like ascending back to his other realm, you go to shoot yourself in the brain, miss, and hit the beaver as he's floating away.
He now smites me, and that's how I died.
Oh man, yeah, beaver smites. The bishop beaver smites you, and you are now a ghost.
Task failed successfully. And I want to pull my 619, please.
Oh man, yep, I'll let you 619 the ghost for for your 18. Yep, so yep, you 619 you 619 the ghost while Jack gave him the people's elbow.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're gonna get out of it because he's already dead, and so are you now. So you're just in this eternal sort of struggle. Oh man. Do you want to know what the right answer was, or do you want to keep going?
Join back for episode 4.
Oh,
Sure.
oh,
What was the right choice?
The right answer was to have a look around the house.
But what happened if we didn't roll high enough and we just fail at that?
Well, you just died then, like you just did.
Oh, fair enough.
You got pushed down the stairs.
Hang
I
on,
was only
we
supposed to
go
have
in.
one time.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna look around the house and then roll a 1, but we
Instantly
all
up.
die. So, right.
Oh man. So yeah, you're supposed to look around the house and like deduce that he's just kind of mad because he didn't sell his house, so he wants someone to remortgage it, and that's that.
Roll the net 1 and walk
You just had to fill in the paperwork and he disappeared. Like, come on, that's what we're talking about. Like unfinished business. Be like, oh yes, I didn't sell my house in time.
Well, now I've got unfinished business
Exactly, yeah, but I don't know who you're going to finish it with because
with him for all eternity.
yeah, you become best friends.
Right, for another one of these, what about if we do a D&D version? 'Cause that was actually quite funny.
We
That was good, yeah.
actually, you know what, this might be a shout because like a couple of years ago we did an online D&D.
Oh,
And
that was
it was
amazing.
It was so good. It was so funny.
You missed
It
out
was
on that,
so
Jack.
fucking
You really
dumb.
did.
It was really good. It's maybe at some point we do like a retelling of it for an episode.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because I've got all the notes from it. So like maybe we just voice act it.
Okay, yeah. I'm
That might
down
be
for that one.
But yeah, that is our ghost episode. All stuff ticked off for now.
Hope you all
Oh,
enjoyed
man.
that last bit of the episode. I feel like we're going to continue doing those for the
Yeah.
rest of the podcast. We'll do our what if D&D parts,
Oh man.
and we'll definitely bring back our old D&D session we did because that was honestly brilliant.
Yeah, I missed that. Oh my god. So good.
Not so sure if we can include the story, the origin story of Jay's character.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, maybe we
Uh,
don't. Maybe we'll make some creative changes somewhere along the line. Oh yeah, I forgot. His whole heroes just made the dumbest fucking characters. So Jay's character was a guy that his secret ability was that he shot rainbows out of his eyes, but every time he saw a rainbow, he'd faint for like 3 combat turns. And he didn't tell anyone, so he just fucking done all this stuff, and people were like, "Why the fuck is Jay fainting all the time?" And then so I think it was like one of you guys that realized, "Oh my god, maybe it's when he shoots a rainbow."
There was a bit as well, Jack, that actually made the whole spin-off part of it from us ending up from Lowestoft being in there, and then going off to sea to end up to this magical place where llamas lived. Was just because I decided to steal a llama off some geezer and make it my pet. We end up finding out that my llama is actually a prince of this island. Then when he dies in combat, they tried to give him a Viking funeral, but I roll a terrible roll. Oh no, Oscar shoots the arrow for the Viking funeral, rolls a nat 1, ends up missing, hitting an explosive barrel next to it, blowing up the entire fucking ship. And then the body just comes back in chunks.
Just rolls back in on the waves. And then Brandon's like, "I'll use my kazoo to launch it back out to sea."
Yeah.
Rolls a nat 20 and blows up the llama. It was so good. And then like right at the end, Jay's character becomes like this massive kaiju.
God,
Oh god, it was so dumb, but it was so good. But yeah, maybe we will do that at some point. I just got to figure out when. Maybe next week.
We did
We'll
start
do
a D&D that you had a story about a while back, didn't we?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, maybe I'll start off that, but we'll just do it over over podcast or for now. But we'll see. But yeah, ghosts. Ta-da! Done. Hour and a half.
Thank you very much, everyone.
There we go. Jack, say goodbye.
Ta-da!
Alex, say goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Jack, give us 3 words to consider after and to make us think to end this podcast on.
Put me on the spot there, didn't you?
That's too many words, Jack.
Okay, give us 1. 1 word each.
Okay.
Never.
Jesus.
Sperm. All very relevant stuff to what we've already spoken about. Okay, that's that.
How do we outro again?
That's gonna sound like
Okay, I'll just do an outro. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much, Jack, for joining us today, you supreme science leader. Talk about all this lovely little science stuff. Thank you very much, Mr. Host, Spooky Man Ooh James.
That's me.
And thank you to everyone from myself, Necromancer Insanity. I do not like necrophilia. Goodbye.